understand and get that your day is going to get better once your perception gets better. So right now I am reading the Prosperity Bible. Okay, you guys know I write my goals down each and every day. Okay, and I have a few goals left for me to do today, and that includes for me to read The Science of Getting Rich, also read As a Man Thinketh, and earlier when I was on a train, I read The Richest Man of Babylon. Okay, and then I also have my gratitude journal that I write out each and every morning. Okay, if you want to change your attitude, I always tell you guys gratitude. Okay, if you feel depressed or overwhelmed, you cannot do two things at the same time, meaning you cannot feel depressed and also focus on gratitude. Okay. So if you are in a space where as though you are depressed or you feel like, life is giving you the business, I like to say, the thing that I highly, highly recommend and suggest is gratitude, writing you out a list. Okay. And I'll go get these notebooks. And I tell you guys this the same thing, pretty much every live that I do, I will pretty much be saying the same thing far as, if you want to change your life, you have to change what you tend to do. Okay. If there's things in your life that you don't like, you have the ability to change them. Okay. You could go get you a Dollar Tree journal. Okay, $1.25. This book is damn near done. Okay, like all my goals and stuff like that, I wrote all in this book. But persistence. Okay, so today I am reading from Think and Grow Rich. Okay, Napoleon Hill, and is also in the Prosperity Bible. If you are looking for a book that has like many authors in one book, I highly, highly recommend you get the Prosperity Bible. If you're looking for a book that pertains to personal development, personal growth, highly recommend you get the Prosperity Bible. Okay. So it says the sustained effort necessary to induce faith. Okay. The 8th step towards riches. And again, I'm reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Hey, Tracy, peace to you, baby, peace to you, peace to you. So it says persistence is a central factor in the procedure of transmuting desire into its monetary equivalent. The basis of persistence is the power of will. Willpower and desire, when properly combined, make an irresistible pair. Men who accumulate great fortunes are generally known as cold-blooded and sometimes ruthless. Often they are misunderstood. What they have is willpower, which they mix with persistence and place back of their desires to ensure the attainment of their objectives. Henry Ford has been generally misunderstood to be ruthless and cold-blooded. This misconception grew out of Ford, a habit of following through in all of his plans with persistence. The majority of people are ready to throw their aims and purposes overboard and give up at the first sign of opposition or misfortune. A few carry on despite all opposition until they attain their goal. These few are the Fords, the Carnegies, the Rockefellers, and the Edisons. There may be no there may be no heroic, connotation to the word persistence, but the quality is to the character of man that carbon is to steel. The building of a fortune generally involves the application of the entire 13 factors of this philosophy. These principles must be understood. They must be applied with persistence by all who accumulate money. If you are following this book with the intention of applying the knowledge, it conveys your first test as to your persistence will come when you begin to follow the 6 steps described in the 2nd chapter. Unless you are one of the 2 out of every 100 who already have a definite goal at which you are aiming and a definite plan for its attainment, You may read the instructions and then pass on with your daily routine and never comply with those instructions. Moreover, experience with thousands of people have proved that lack of persistence is a weakness common to the majority of men. It is a weakness which may be overcome by effort. Okay, so many times, right, it's like you can be doing something and you feel like, well, I don't see things going, or for instance, I'm gonna share this story. I remember I was listening to Bob Proctor, right? And he was doing, and this was like, I think like in the 70s or something. And it was him and not his business partner, but it was a guy who used to do the seminars with him. And one of the things that the guy said, I'm trying to think of the guy's name, but one of the things that the guy had said was, he said he wrote down on a gold card that he wanted to work along the side with Bob Proctor and do what Bob Proctor was doing, right? And he said he will attend seminars. He would go to, all the seminars, even if it was out of town. Like, he always made sure he would show up to the seminars, even if he had to fly, it didn't matter, right? And he said, like, had he first got started, because he had brought Bob Proctor had sold him like a personal development CD, like something like Earl Nightingale, The Stranger's Secret, right? And he said that it was like $200 and something. And he wrote on that gold card, like, I'm going to be working along the side with Bob Proctor. And he said 5 years passed and nothing showed. And he was like, you tend to grow like impatient. You tend to not have faith because it's like it doesn't show. Nothing in a card show that you are like your goals are coming true or whatever. So what he did was, he said he just kept on doing it. He just kept on doing it. And he said he never forgot how Bob Proctor had got stuck in Chicago, and Bob Proctor had called to him, and Bob Proctor needed him to speak at the seminar because he wasn't going to be able to make it. And, in life, when you writing your goals down and everything like that, like I said before, you can't have no backup plan. Like, it has to be just like, I'm going all in. I'm doing this thing. I don't care what happens. I'm going to do this thing. Heroic. Honey, I couldn't think of the word. Heroic. Okay. All right. When I was reading, I was like, huh? Heroic. But you can't have no backup plan. You just have to do it. And at times, it may not appear like things are happening in your favor, but if you are passionate about it, you gotta persist. And another thing, when things seem, I remember I was listening to Myron Golden, and one of the things Myron Golden said, he's a YouTuber. He teaches the laws of the universe based upon the Bible, what it says in the Bible. And I remember, yeah, I know, because you guys know how many videos I put out, right? And I remember when I made the decision, and even recently, like a few days ago, I made a decision, because if you're going back and forth with yourself, that is giving stagnated energy, right? Like, you going back and forth with yourself. What I tend to do, I ask for clarity, or I ask source for a sign or something, right? And I made a decision a few days ago, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to upload 5 shorts per day, no matter what. I don't care what 5 shorts per day. Okay. And I made that decision, and it's like you gotta on end to what you say. Whatever it is, like you just gotta do it. And just keep showing up. That's all I kept doing. I just kept showing up. When I said I was gonna be monetized, I just kept showing up, kept showing up, kept showing up. And I think from me making a decision and not being wish-washy, right? Not being like, oh well, I'm gonna do this and then tomorrow, all right, well, I'm gonna do this, but look at, look what's showing up, right? No, I kept on doing it. I didn't give a damn what the numbers look like. I didn't care. And I have that same exact mindset now. It's like, how could I be more of service? How could I do more? Right? Like, how could I work smarter but not harder? Okay. And even I'm like, maybe I need to go back over through, my thumbnails and stuff like that. Cause my thumbnails, they, if you go on my page, my thumbnails, they look like, you won't think, it's not like uniformed. Okay. And so I was thinking about that. And right now, my objective is like, my whole mindset is like, how could I do more? How can I be better? And if you focus on how could you be better and how could you be of more service, right? Then you take your mindset off of, oh, the money and everything like that. And in the words of Zig Ziglar, I told you guys this last time that one of the things Zig Ziglar said is, if you help enough people get what they want by default, you'll automatically get what you want. Okay. But you're gonna go through, that's just how life is. It's like so many people that want the same exact thing just like you. Okay? They want the same exact thing. And what makes the difference? I once heard a successful person say this. They said, you just have to be willing to do what the 95% are not willing to do. You have to be willing to do what 95% are not willing to do. Okay. And I know some people is not willing to watch personal development like practically all day or read the books. Okay. Or in some cases, go through other YouTubers who have like a larger following and watch the videos on how to become a better YouTuber, right? Those are some of the things that I do. And even I had to be real with myself like the other day because you guys know on YouTube, there's a such thing as not to get like all YouTube-ish, right? But there's a such thing called SEO, right? And that's the search engine optimization, right? That's how your videos are to be found on YouTube, how people could come across your videos. And I remember a few days ago, like I just was watching videos on, how could my videos get in front of a larger audience, right? And it was a lady on there who was pretty much like, in the description, you need to write, what the video is about. And at first I was like, oh my goodness, dang, I don't want to do that. All right. And I think a lot of times like we get so caught up with producing that, sometimes we don't go over the thing that we producing and look at our results and say, well, I can do better than what I just did. Right. Like I did a video yesterday. I was like, Dina, you could have did better. Right. But my whole thing is, it may be a little frustrating when you working hard, and I don't like to say work hard, but when you doing a thing, it may be a little frustrating because you don't see no results, right? And that's just sometimes how life gives it up sometimes. But I want you to understand and get this. The same season that you plant that crop, oftentimes it's not the same season that you're gonna manifest that harvest. Okay. Let me say that again. The same season that you are planting those crops, right? Planting those seeds. Even with the farmer plants the seeds. He don't expect for the corn to come the next day, right? Because that would be unrealistic. He know there is a gestation period where as though it's going to take a certain amount of time for that corn to, grow and produce itself. I mean, growing and stuff, right? And it's the same as that concept with whatever it is that you doing. It may not happen overnight. Okay. In many cases, it's not going to happen overnight. And I think, we get so caught up because, it's like we live in this fast paced, microwavable TikTok, 60 minutes, unrealistic reality. Whereas though you like, all right, well, it's going to take, a day for me to blow up or a day for me to be successful. First of all, success is doing the thing that you absolutely love to do because you love to do it. That's success. So for the person, that's doing videos that enjoy each and every day to produce videos or whenever they make the videos, they absolutely love that. It's just something about that. They love to give back. They love to share. Okay. They love to be inspirational. They love that. Okay. That person is a success because they are doing the thing that they absolutely love to do. And so that's how you have to see yourself. Whatever it is that you love to do, you have to do it. But also you have to know that you can grow even more from that, right? Yes, we all have a purpose, okay? But you can grow. You can still grow, all right? And so, whatever it is that you tend to do, okay? If you doing the bare minimum, that's what you have to look forward to, the bare minimum. If you're doing a bare minimum, because it's no way that the person that you are today, okay, if the person you are today and everything that you have done up until this point, if you do not have the results that you desire to have, then that means that you have to become a different person. But oftentimes what we tend to do is we want to take this person, right, who we are today, to success. And that's not how it works. You're going to have to transform yourself. And so whether that means attending seminars, whether that means reading the books, whether that means turning the television off, you're going to have to transform yourself, because if what you was doing, if that worked, you will have the results that you desire to have, but that doesn't work. And I'm always looking at ways like, all right, how can I become better? Okay. How could I become better? And if I'm focusing on how can I become better, then I will receive the answer on how I could become better. But if it's, I was going to say, if it's frustrating, you just going to have to, what makes it, I think what really makes it frustrating is because it's like you doing all this stuff and you just probably every time you turn around, you're like, damn, where is it? Right? Like, where is it? I did this, I did that. Where is it? But if you focus more so on what you're doing and how to become better at what you're doing, you're not going to be so focused on where is it. Because as long as you say where it is, the universe is like pretty much echoing that back to you. Where is it? Right? As long as you say, I want, or how can I get, the universe is pretty much is going to say that right back to you. So, you're going to have to persist. Okay. You're going to have to persist and just keep on going. Don't have no backup plan. Because if you have a backup plan, then you're going to go off from the thing that you desire to do. You're going to keep going being wishy-washy because you're like, oh, well, I got this backup plan like I did, with the Uber, right? I told you guys, I say in 2020, right? Well, 2018, it actually started. I said, 2018, I'm just going to, do Uber, help out and stuff like that. But I got to download to do videos. But I had a backup plan. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do Uber. And then instead of me making content based upon the download that I received, okay, I said, no, let me stay out practically all day, do Uber, and chase after the money. Okay, and whatever you chase after is going to run further from you. And so then I've seen myself going back into this cycle of, working and just not being fulfilled, like just doing the same thing each and every day, right? And I felt like this discomfort. And so I stopped doing Uber. And then I started focusing up on the videos again. And then in 2020, I went back, right? I went back to doing Uber. And, I think a lot of times what Source is saying to us is, you have to choose, is either you going to do this or you going to do that. Now, some people may say, no, but I believe, when you are serious, like you can't be like have one foot in and the other foot out. Or, have like all these backup plans. Because if you have all these backup plans, you're not even being serious because you like, I got something else to fall back on. But what if you didn't have nothing else to fall back on? I bet you you'll be all in. If you didn't have nothing else to fall back on, you would be all in. Because it's like do or die. Okay, it's like this has to work. There's no ends, ifs, buts about it, and that's how I feel now. Okay, I'm like this is going to work. It's going to work. I don't care. It's going to work. Okay, and so you just have to persist. You got to keep on going. You got to keep going because what makes you different from the other people that's out there that want the same exact thing that you want? That's really the question. Like what are they doing that I'm not doing? And you have to be serious with yourself. Okay. When I heard somebody say they upload 15 shorts and 3 long form content videos, I was like, what? Right? But you have to be serious with yourself and you have to be all in. So with that being said, let me get back to reading. I love you guys. Make sure you're rocking out, believing in yourself. Keep going, keep growing. Like, comment, subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.